Good morning, everyone. This video I'm making for a specific group, but of course I'm going to have to upload it on YouTube, which I think is fine, because eventually people will come across who are maybe new to the idea of what the blessing means, who true parents are, and what the completed testament is, and all that stuff. On how God's just continuously trying to restore his lineage, not share it with Satan, the archangel, who no doubt has taken over many of our lives, but God's lineage, God's people. As in the Old Testament, he tried to establish Exodus. Awful book to read, but I would suggest it because it really shows how he tried. And on how many of the problems still the same. The New Testament, where Jesus came to us, gave us all these wonderful teachings and everything. The only begotten Son, born sinless, la-di-da-di-da. Now, we're in the completed testament. And things haven't really changed. So, for whoever listens to this goes, huh, what? It's we haven't even gotten past that. Infighting. Infighting in a movement that should be as united as they can be and overcome obstacles together. Not possible. Come on, Piggy. Oh, she loved her new straw. I had to give her some new straw. Hey guys, sorry, got to put you there for a moment. Oh, come on. Come on, girl. Well, she definitely... The dogs all love the pumpkin that I put into their diet, just a little bit here and there. But she doesn't care much for it. She likes the tomatoes, so that's fine. Hi, girl. This is one that I meant to make a picture and send to my granddaughter. This chicken, she's right here, guys. Say hi. That's not Midnight. Oh, what did she name it? Oh, I can't remember now. She's still with us. She's very tame. She follows me wherever I go until they're fed. Okay, I'm coming. So, the one thing that, yes, we're talking about Reverend Sun Myung Moon and his wife, Hak Jahan Moon, and their family, yes, their children, la-di-da-di-da. Hi, guys. How's everyone? And I don't have time to sit in front of the tablet to make videos all day long, so I thought, well, might as well do it while taking care of the crew. Yes, buddy, I got you. It's time to be fed. So, the one thing that started everything, believe it or not, was not what true father said, or true mother said, the true parents. It was what some of their sons did to begin with. That was the start. Ha! Believe me or not, but if you go back and you check things out, you realize that, yep, and the one thing, the main thing, that now some of the people that have decided to easy. Oh, okay, buddy. They didn't just break away, started their own clique. They decided to smear, gossip, spread rumors. I mean, true mother, after true father's death, her husband's death. Unbelievable. Her own sons. You know why? Because they didn't get what they wanted after Daddy's death. Woo! Oh! So I'm going to go back a little bit. Before True Father's death, where he anointed, where he decided on an heir from his children. You know, kind of put out a, what's it called? The will. A will. And he chose his youngest son, because he's the only one that qualified. Well, so be it. I don't know his reasons, but anyway. And now if one does that, hang on, buddy. Come on down. There you go. One would assume that, okay, we're not nobility, most of us, right? Kings and queens and this and that, it's kind of getting abolished, or, yeah, okay. So, I'm not sure why, after the father's death, true father's death, the sons suddenly thought that they're actually under a odd ruler type, secular world kind of stuff that has been very destructive through all the thousands of years that kings and queens and emperors and I don't know what were in place, okay? Well, you go read up on history and you know I'm right, all right? Suppressing the subjects and getting the most out of them. There were some good ones, yes. One of them was a Korean emperor king or whatever who actually invented the Hangul language, right? Yes? Okay, so he was a good one, yeah. But they're few and far in between. And in a case like that, when the emperor or the king passes away, then the rule goes to, yes, the crown prince. All right? Yes? Okay, I'm sorry. We don't live in those times anymore. All right? And from what I know on what the restoration of God is Adam and Eve. Right? Adam and Eve needed to be restored, to come back to God's lineage, back to God's bosom, right? Which are, okay, per se, in a religious, spiritual way, our first ancestors. Was that just a man? Or was there a woman involved? Ah, okay. So, now, I'm looking at this from God's point of view. What would God's point of view be? Huh? In the way that men have set it up when it comes to kings and emperors and the succession of it, or what family is. What family is meant to be. Ah, well, there you go. Huh? Oh, let's see, let's do it like this. So, before, and again, did true father already know? Ah, we're going to have a problem here. Did true father know? not some of the older children who, I would say, had to go through not so cool stuff. But the younger ones, they lived in, yeah, yeah, yep. Nice growing up that way. No doubt. Yeah, okay, all right. I'm sure they have their story too. Who doesn't? So True Father, when he anointed, oh, by the way, not just the son, but his daughter-in-law as well, as the succeeding the succession of the teachings of true parents. Who's who? True father, true mother. Okay. He said to his son, I want you publicly say this. And Youngjanin went in front of the camera, still with hair and everything, and said, yeah, I find that important to say, by the way, said that, should I leave either my father or my mother, do not follow me. Should I dispute true parents as a whole, do not follow me. Okay. Sounds good to me. Anyway, so then we have the next thing coming up. So that's something that I have to say, True Father was not passed on. He was still here. What was he trying to tell his son and the wife's son and the rest of us? What? What do you think? I'll let you think about that. What was he trying to tell us? Wait. Next hurdle. You know, knowing True Father the way I do, I'm going, you couldn't leave well enough alone, could you? But anyway. So, before, I don't know, there was some ceremony supposedly that was supposed to come up. I have no clue, no idea, never heard of it. That got cancelled because he gave the speech, True Father did, Reverend Moon, that he had no wife. And that his wife was doing whatever, this, da. Well, I have to go with the translations. I don't trust translations completely. I personally know, from having had enough contact with the Asian language, that you cannot translate the either Japanese I don't know so much, Chinese or Korean properly without knowing their history, knowing on how talk between them, what language between them actually means. I know that. Okay? Yes? Yeah. Because I've experienced it so often. Huh? And on the way that there is so much prose and poetry, and in a way, same thing as we have in the Bible, thee, thou, shalt not, and so on, okay? We don't talk like this anymore, do we? No, we don't, right? No? Yet, there too. Or Old English, right? Which, again, in many ways on how people here talk in the Appalachian Mountains is still Old English, right? You don't hear that anymore. Well, it's still spoken here and could be construed in many ways, in different ways, on what they're actually talking about. Could be. Yes? All right. So, to translate something that someone says in another language to a language that has completely different rules when it comes to that, or understanding of certain words, is ridiculous, okay? So unless you speak the language, unless you have the heart to mind to really understand the person who's giving what they're giving, you will not understand it right. And it will not be translated right. Okay? Yes? Because we all have what? Our own preferences when it comes to certain things. Our own views on how we want to understand something. Yes? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Pearlie. I thought you were right behind me. Anyway, so I know you guys are ready to go out, so let's go into the hay first. So he said that I have no wife, she does whatever she wants, right? But he didn't sound angry. I watched the videos. He doesn't sound angry. He just stands there, kind of going, okay. And the thing is, as far as I know, at that time, nobody defended True Mother. Nobody. Nobody said to True Father, hey, what are you talking about? She had 18 children. Not all of them lived. Right, she was pregnant 18 times. You guys spent together almost 60 years, I think. And you're saying, what? All the praise and, I don't know, halo that you built around her for the women's movement. Doesn't mean a thing, man. Nobody said anything. Not that I know of. Correct me if you did. You see, I didn't hear anything about it. I sure would have gone in and go, somebody needs to talk to True Father. What did he mean exactly about that? Did anybody have a conversation with him after that? Or whatever he said, because he was still alive, True Mother was still alive, nobody said anything? Really? Oh, interesting. Huh? Interesting. Yet, when things went sour after his death, still nobody talked about it. Only after, I don't know, a year or two, and things went sour, suddenly that became very important. What do you think? Yeah. All right. So, hey, I'm coming, guys. I know. I think I need to put out a little bit more. This is my last bale from last week. We're doing really well with proportioning the hay so we have enough until spring, right? Yes. Come on, donkey. Let's go. Sage. Come on, buddy boy. You're so fat. You're so fat. Okay. You ready? Okay. I don't have to lead ours out. Easy, easy. He's the only one that I have to slow down a little, and he responds to easy. I've seen him fall flat on his side, being too excited. Not a pretty sight, but he's never gotten hurt so far. Okay, you ready? Who first? I'm gonna let you out first, because you just drive low. You're dirty, look at you. You've been rolling out there. They're horses. Around here, they're just horses. Here's our oldie. Oh, I need to give the farrier a call. Come and trim their hooves. We don't put shoes on them anymore. Not needed. The few times they get rid in a year now, all of my children are out there doing their thing. And I'm not a big fan of, unless I know that they are good horse riders, I'm not a big fan on letting anybody ride them because it's always that security issue, right? Yes, 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 yes. Well, you have to make certain decisions when you have certain responsibilities. There you go. So, then, True Mother, after the sons left, and as far as I know, and even gotten from them themselves, through, it's difficult to keep up a lie, okay, continuously, and eventually will say something that will give you away. And the sons have done that. They left on their own accord, basically sneaked away. And I'm not going to get too further into that because it is public. But again, what should there be secret about true parents or the true family? Yeah, that's kind of comes with the territory, doesn't it? Why does any one of us need to have anything in secret? Why would someone do that? When do people keep things a secret? Oh, okay. I'm just saying. So they snuck away, and then instead of just saying, well, we feel we need to do this our own way and continue the path of restoration, they started to slander their own mother in every which way. I have never ever seen anything like this in my whole entire life. Even with people that I have come across who were severely abused by their parents, there was still somehow a loyalty there, somehow trying to forgive their parents. Somehow still try to be a part of their family. That was a first for me. And it was coming from the true family. Well, that hit me harder than anything else ever. Oh, so now you realize that they're all fake anyway. No. That's not what one does. Again, if you would know my history with true parents, then you would recognize that I would never be able to abandon true parents for what they have given me in my life, the spiritual growth I was able to achieve with the teachings of true parents. Of course, who's in all this? God's lineage, God's desires, God's point of view. Yes? Okay. So I can't. Why would I deny that? Why would I just walk away from something that, okay. But Houston, we have a problem. So, what I want to get back to is on how, basically, and then it went from there. Okay, anybody sees this video, wants to go and check it out more, there's plenty out there. And again, please listen to what I have to say, and then read the Divine Principle. The old one, the new one, I don't care. For me, it was about what I understood with True Parents' teachings, True Father and True Mother. What I understood is this is not about us. This is not about the true parents or the true family. This is about you and your family. What is there in you and yours, you and your family that needs restoring? needs healing, needs attention. Not just in the physical, but in the spiritual as well. Who's already all has passed away? Yes, if everything was so hunky-dory in spirit world, then if you are a good family, raise or keep the 10 Commandments and all that in your family, raise your children with love, right? And some discipline, but with love. And you listen to them, see what they're good at, and there's still problems. Then you know, well, I couldn't do any better than I have. Then where is this all coming from? Right? Yes? You can't tell me one family out there who hasn't gone through some things where you have to say, not getting it. I don't understand why this happened to one of us, to one of our family members. And why it got this much out of hand. Right? Yes? So, restoration. The next thing that came up after, okay, I said, any little thing after that was used against one or the other. It went somewhat both ways. It's just what it is, right? Yes? And changes were made. True Mother is behind the wheel now. Okay, I'm sorry. Am I partial as a woman to True Mother? If I said no, I would be lying. So, yes. While True Father was in charge, while he was alive here on earth, did I support him? Was I good with who was behind? Yeah. Yes. Yes. But that was also because I saw the restoration possible for not just men, but women in many different areas, okay? I mean, I'd be talking here for 7 days straight if I would want to explain everything. And if you kind of go a little bit through the Bible videos that I've already made, there is some things in there that kind of pertain to, and so there it is. I'm making this specifically so I can post it to that group to show them how inaccurate and how I can't say it. How biased they are. Well, there you go, simple word. And towards one or the other of true parents. And on how so willingly, they had no problems on supporting True Father. True Father went through horrific persecution and judgment and jail and I don't know what, okay? But he kept going. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not going to listen to that. And the people that attach themselves to true parents and the movement and the completed testament age, they were good. They picked up the pace with True Father, with true parents. On what? In God's lineage, on God's side, God's point of view. Yes? Now True Father is gone. True Mother, it took nothing at all for the persecution and judgment to start from the inside. And even while True Father said what he said while he was still alive, who stood by True Mother saying, no, True Father, not happening, come on now, explain better what you mean. Why would you do that? We don't get to ask questions? True Father made a lot of changes. If you read the Divine Principle on how he literally took many things from the Bible and took them apart. Okay? Said, that was misunderstood. That's how it is. And by the way, in the old divine principle, I disagree with some things. I read them going, no, I don't believe that. Because in the Bible, even though the lineage that God put up, then I'd have to say, if I cannot believe that, then everything would be a lie in the Bible. Is that what Reverend Moon taught people? That's not what I think. He said one time, I remember that so well, he said, the Bible is a textbook. What is a textbook, people? A textbook is here to learn, grow with, and revise if needed. Yes? Okay. Oh, but, well, supposedly it's only one book that you can't change in the Bible, and that's the book of Revelations. Not the whole book of the Bible. And again, I don't know who put that in place, because Revelations to me, it might mean something to some people. It doesn't mean a whole lot to me, mainly because they are things that will mostly happen after death. Okay? So if you want to speculate what you will see, what will happen to you after death, you go right ahead when it comes to the book of Revelations. Okay? Yes? Or, I don't know, maybe some are so learned, okay, in all the 3 testaments that they can predict what the 4 horsemen are. Okay? Well, it says right there, okay, what are they? Because when you go to Exodus, in a way, the 4 horsemen are already explained there. So why are they needed in the book of Revelation? Well, you go and read through it. Why? Oh, it's you. Why are they needed in the book of Revelation if it's already been given in the book of Exodus? Oh, okay. Now, I know that sounds, well, I don't know. I said, well, you know what? That's the thing. Again, if you do not have all the information, if you do not have the proper translations, if you do not have your own heart to mind in order and know what your own family needs, your own family, your own lineage, then anything will be very difficult for you to understand. Number 1. Number 2, most likely I'm not going to be able to approve of anything you have to say. Done. So, True Father changed a lot. A lot. Yes. Got heavily persecuted and judged over it. True Mother is changing more. Quite a bit, too. It's causing perplexed. People are perplexed. They don't know what. And, wow. With the help of her own sons, people have found a following to continue to persecute and judge her. And that's all they do. There's no growth. I don't see any spiritual growth. No growth in anything else. It's all in the secular world. That's what one calls when your lineage is still attached to Satan. Done. No. I know. Read the divine principle. So that's what I wanted to show you. The inconsistencies. How am I so sure? Well, I look at my own life, my family's life, my ancestry, what I do, what I understand, where my attention should lie when it comes to the restoring path of God, God's lineage, and on how he started right after Cain and Abel. Now, what do I want to be a part of? A vindictive witch hunt? Because you didn't get what you wanted? Or do I have better things to do? Okay. So some will come back and say, well, then why are you in this group? Well, because guess what? I'm doing something you all should have done right from the get-go. And things would have never gotten out of hand like this, which is you stand behind true mother as you stood behind true father who didn't do anything different than what true mother is doing now. Don't get it? Well, I can't help that. It also means that you're not willing to do the best for your own family. And also it shows me that guilt and baggage that you still carry around with you will not allow you to move forward. Someone on that group posted, what a weak man is. I tell you, and I said what I think a weak man is. Yep, we have our own views. Yes? I'll tell you one thing right now, that a strong man, or what you perceive as a strong man, I want you to just think on how being a strong man, on how you view one, what does that man look like in the eyes of God? With whatever goes with that strong man. And can God be a part of that or not? Will that strong man, with whatever gadgets, this snap, passes away, when that strong man goes to spirit world, what will he have then? How will he show his strength then? Oh, you think it's all so different in spirit world? Well, what you got here on earth is a physical body, something extra to work with. But when it comes down to it, it's still the same. In spirit world, it's not going to be a whole lot different with certain things than it is here on earth. When it comes to God's approval of your life, spiritual or physical. Yes? Does that make sense? No? Not at all, right? Yes? Because already your heart, as soon as I started talking, closed off. You can't hear it. You're not willing to hear it. You're not willing to hear that you were perfectly fine with anything and everything true father did, let go through, didn't discipline his children, this or that. You're perfectly fine with it. Didn't matter what he changed in the Old Testament and the New Testament. Yes? Yeah? In the Old Testament is still very much part of the Jewish people. Yes? Then the New Testament came along with Jesus, and a lot of things from the Old Testament kind of became obsolete. But the Jewish people didn't want that. Said, no, we're not going to accept Jesus because then we have to accept what he said, this snap. That's not what we want. We have our own. Oh. So, not sure. How do you look at that? Yet Jesus came and he made changes. He made changes to the belief of the people. What happened so and so many thousands of years ago doesn't apply anymore, isn't needed anymore. Oh, yeah, read through Exodus and you're going, when was this book? When was Exodus written? Yesterday? Because we have still all the problems going on. So do I agree that they become obsolete? No, absolutely not. I think that every people in every testament can learn from each other. But the one thing, that's why it was called the Unification Church at one point. Right? Yes? I would like to see the name. It's now Family Federation for World Peace. Okay. I would like it to be, I'd like to make that change. And have it seen being called the Family Federation for Unification of all people. That, yeah, yes, okay, just saying. if just one person in that union of true parents, true father, would have had it all figured out, yes, then true mother would not be needed. But true mother is very much needed. And regardless, if you decide that you just want to follow true father, then you do that. Yet you're so irked by true mother and her way, you cannot leave her alone. That should tell you something as well. Well, anyway, I had my say. As I said, anybody from the outside on YouTube listens to this. It is what it is. Infighting just goes on everywhere. We're not exempt from it. Though we're supposed to be God's new people or something, right? Yes? Woo! Failing miserably. And we're blaming one person for it. Oh, I'm not blaming anybody for it. Yet, I know I'm going to be one of the disciples of true parents who sticks with true parents till my time is up in this world. Done. That is it. Never going to change. So, if first generations have something to say, you better say it. If you're unhappy with what True Mother puts out, even on the side of True Mother, there are suddenly now these rumors this neck going too. You need to examine your faith. You really do. Oh, then, anytime someone has anything to say about, okay, I'm on true parent side, I'm on true father and true mother side, done. You're not separating them. Oh, so you're not acknowledging the heirs. No, I'm not going to. Anybody be a fool to put a temper tantrum child of 40-something, 45 or 46 or whatever old he is now, in charge of a big movement like that and think it's going to end well. Okay? Absolutely. So, I had my say. So, do I not recognize? Well, maybe if he does some growing, he needs to go back to Mama and learn from her. Done. He doesn't know how to grow a garden properly, a spiritual garden. He doesn't know. He needs to go back home to Mom and have her teach him how that works. Then maybe he can still ascend to the position he was put in place in unity with whom? The true parents, not the ones he reinvented. Yes? Okay. All right. Well, that's all I wanted to say. I've got to clean up the stalls now. God's love and blessings always, and I will talk to you all another time.